90 idioms containing hand. Part 2. An iron fist, hand, in a velvet glove. If you use the words an iron fist, hand, when describing the way that somebody behaves, you mean that they treat people severely. This treatment may be hidden behind a kind appearance, the velvet glove. They promised that the army would strike with an iron fist at any resistance. The iron hand in the velvet glove approach seems to work best with this age group. I've only got one pair of hands. Informer. Used to say that you are too busy to do anything else. Join hands with somebody. 1. If two people join hands, they hold each other's hands. 2. To work together in doing something. Education has been reluctant to join hands with business. Keep your hand in. To occasionally do something that you used to do a lot, so that you do not lose your skill at it. She retired last year, but still teaches the art class to keep her hand in. Know somebody, something inside out. Know somebody, something like the back of your hand. Informer. To be very familiar with somebody, something. This is where I grew up. I know this area like the back of my hand. Ray, get your hands on somebody. To catch somebody that you are annoyed with. Wait till I get my hands on him. Ray, get your hands on something. To find or get something. I know their address is here somewhere, but I can't lay my hands on it right now. Do you know where I can get my hands on a second-hand television? Live from hand to mouth. To spend all the money you earn on basic needs such as food without being able to save any money. Make lose money hand over fist. To make lose money very fast and in large quantities. Many hands make light work. Saying. Used to say that a job is made easier if a lot of people help. Not do hands turn. Old-fashioned. To do no work. She hasn't done hands turn all week. Not lift, raise a finger, hand, to do something. Informer. To do nothing to help somebody. The children never lift a finger to help around the house. Offer your hand. Former. To hold out your hand for somebody to shake. Off your hand. No longer your responsibility. On either, every hand. Literally. On both, all sides. In both, all directions. Missed card from the water. On either hand. On hand. Available. Especially to help. The emergency services were on hand with medical advice. On your hands. If you have somebody, something on your hands, you are responsible for them or it. Let me take care of the invitations. You've enough on your hands with the caterers. They'll have a fight on their hands if they want to close down the school. On the one hand, on the other hand. Used to introduce different points of view, ideas, etc., especially when they are opposites. On the one hand, they'd love to have kids, but on the other, they don't want to give up their freedom. Out of hand. 1. Difficult or impossible to control. Unemployment is getting out of hand. 2. If you reject, etc., something out of hand, you do so immediately without thinking about it fully or listening to other people's arguments. All our suggestions were dismissed out of hand. Out of your hands. No longer your responsibility. I'm afraid the matter is now out of my hands. Overplay your hand. To spoil your chance of success by judging your position to be stronger than it really is. A pair of hands. Informer. A person who can do or is doing a job. We need an extra pair of hands if we are going to finish on time. Colleagues regard him as a safe pair of hands, somebody who can be relied on to do a job well. Play into somebody's hands to do exactly what an enemy, opponent, etc. wants so that they gain the advantage in a particular situation. If we get the police involved, we'll be playing right into the protesters' hands. Put your hand in your pocket. British English. To spend money or give it to somebody. I've heard he doesn't like putting his hand in his pocket. Like putting in somebody's hand, easily controlled or influenced by another person. She'll persuade him. He's like putting in her hand. Raise your hand against to somebody. To hit or threaten to hit somebody. A safe pair of hands, especially British English. A person that you can trust to do a job well. At second, third, etc. hand. By being told about something by somebody else who has seen it or heard about it, not by experiencing, seeing, etc. it yourself. I'm fed up of hearing about these decisions third hand. Show your hand. Cars. North American English. Also, tip your hand. To make your plans or intentions known. A show of hands. A group of people each raising a hand to vote for or against something. The vote was passed by a show of hands. Let's have a show of hands. Who's in favor of the proposal? Stay your hand. Old-fashioned or literary. To stop yourself from doing something. To prevent you from doing something. Take your courage in both hands. To make yourself do something that you are afraid of. Taking her courage in both hands, she opened the door and walked in. Serrated entrance. Brave. Take somebody in hand. To deal with somebody in a strict way in order to improve their behavior. Take something into your own hands. To deal with a particular situation yourself because you are not happy with the way that others are dealing with it. Take the law into your own hands. To do something illegal in order to punish somebody for doing something wrong, instead of letting the police deal with them. After a series of burglaries in the area, the police are worried that residents might take the law into their own hands. Take your life in your hands to risk being killed. You take your life in your hands just crossing the road here. Throw your hand in. Informer. To stop doing something or taking part in something, especially because you are not successful. To hand. That you can reach or get easily. I'm afraid I don't have the latest figures to hand. Keep a pen and paper to hand for details of this week's competition. Try your hand at something. To do something such as an activity or a sport for the first time. Turn your hand to something. To start doing something or be able to do something, especially when you do it well. Jim can turn his hand to most jobs around the house. Wait on somebody's hand and foot. Disapproving. To take care of somebody's needs so well that they do not have to do anything for themselves. He seems to expect me to wait on him hand and foot. Wash your hands of somebody, something. To refuse to be responsible for or involved with somebody, something. When her son was arrested, again, she washed her hands of him. I've washed my hands of the whole sordid business. Win something hands down. Informer. To win something very easily. Wring somebody's hand. To squeeze somebody's hand very tightly when you shake hands. Wring your hands. To hold your hands together and twist and squeeze them in a way that shows you are anxious or upset, especially when you cannot change the situation.